Today we've got a brand spanking new Grand Design Solitude. Big old beautiful fifth wheel, and the customer is having water leak issues. No surprise there with Grand Design insisting on using reinforced vinyl tubing in their plumbing. But not certain that that's the problem yet, but don't know what the problem is yet. So let's go investigate, see what we can find. Right over here is where the issue is. We got the big underfloor storage, which has got a rear bath, bedroom, and all that underneath with storage. And customer said he was sitting out one day and saw a bunch of water on the cement and investigated. And right here he keeps this little empty tote box right here to catch what it was leaking. And apparently it leaked for quite a while. He said he opened up the compartment here and all that floor was just wet. And let's see if we can, how well we can see this. There we go. As you can see, we got the vinyl tubing there that Grand Design likes to use, and he said the water was just dripping off these T's right here. And he said, but he did notice that the water's running down the tube, so it's not like the failure is at the T's, it's coming up from above. Well, what's above right here is shower and washer and dryer hookups. So I guess it's going to be our job to try and figure out what's leaking. So let's go inside. I've got a couple little access panels in the closet we can take out, and we'll turn the city water on and see what we can see. And I'm just hoping that it's accessible, whatever it is. Let's go inside. So the customer was kind enough to clean the closet out for me. Saved me a few minutes of a step there. And as you can see, we've got our washer and dryer, well, washer hookups here, and access panel to the plumbing for our shower. So the question is, I guess we're going to find out, but where is that flexible tubing running to? Is it running to the shower, or is it running to the washer? And the shelf here does not come out, so we'll have to crawl underneath there to look behind the shower, and then there's a little access right there for the washer. So let me crawl in here and open it up. Wow, ain't much going on right here. Got some steel braided lines right here for the shower fixture, and everything feels dry there. And they run off to the side of the shower surround. So where those connect is going to be anybody's guess. Probably down here somewhere. But like I said, I don't see any evidence of water leaking. Not here. Amazing. Come on, Grand Design. Holy cow. So at the end of these braided lines, there's going to be there's going to be connectors that connect to the plumbing of the coach. It's either going to be PEX or it's going to be that vinyl junk. How are you supposed to get at that? Oh well, here's what it is. Let's see what's behind the washer. Look up. Hey, flexible vinyl tubing. And I don't feel anything wet. Well, that didn't avail much. So, well, I guess we're going to have to go investigate a little deeper in the basement. So, let's go turn on the city water and go check out that plumbing there in the basement where those T's are. See what we can see. Okay, so as you can see right here on the floor, it's actively dripping right now, and we don't even have city water on. And when we look up the hole here, I don't know, hopefully this comes through on the video, but on the red vinyl tubing right there, there's water drops on it, and that water is running down that red line and dripping off our PEX crimp right here where my flashlight's about ready to touch. Guess what's up that hole? Shower connections way up that hole. Alright, so what do you do in a situation like that? Can't tear the outside wall out. I mean, you could, but that would be dumb. So what do? Grand Design, and all of their attentiveness, did not leave us an access panel to get at those connections. Let's see what we could do. We could cut those vinyl tubes off at the T's and then pull them up. That would keep me from having to pull the wall out of the closet. I may go with that. I think I like that plan better. We'll cut the cold and the hot lines, and then we'll, from that access hole in the closet, we'll get a hold of the fixture water lines and pull them up. And then we're going to run some real PEX from the shower lines down to those T's, and that'll take care of his leaking issue. I like that a whole lot better than having to take the wall out of the closet. Yeah, let me get a look at the situation again and make sure that that's going to work, but I think I like that. Let's go look. All right, we're using a Dremel with a cutting wheel on it, and all I'm doing with these pinch grips is there's a particular place on the pinch grip where you can cut, and it'll take all the tension off the crimp, and then once that tension is gone, then you can just take some needle nose pliers, get the crimp out the way. And with that vinyl tubing not being made for those PEX connections, it probably should come right off. Alright, vinyl tube is off the T. Now, because of the placement of the hole is over here, but the PEX is over here. Okay, so that's one reason why they're using this tubing, because they don't have to build a little short stint of PEX here with an elbow going up. And it's not exactly lined up with the hole. My plan may not work with putting PEX in here, I don't know. I have to take a little bit of thought here. I don't want to move the drain. I don't know. We'll play with it and see what happens here. Okay, so guess what I found? Upon a little bit more aggressive investigation, I'll show you. But you know the cutout on the wall for the shower surround? Well, I just kind of stuck my fingers in there and flexed those panels back, because I was pulling on the hot line and it wasn't coming. It was like it was jammed up. Now I know why it's jammed up. Alright, so there's our lines, here's our hot line. And I pull it, but it ain't coming, right? There's our connections. Right behind this. That's where the connections are. And guess what they did? Well, they zip tied them to the shower surround, of course. Because, you know, nobody's ever going to need to get back there at that plumbing. So, I am going to, since this access panel that Grand Design gave us covers so much real estate, I mean, it screws on right there. Oh, hold on a minute. Anyway, it's just enough. Right there's where it goes. I'm gonna cut the hole bigger, so I've got access to those connections, so I can cut the zip tie. And I know why they do it, so it's not vibrating around in there while it's traveling and, you know, accidentally loosening up a connection that you would never be able to get at unless you cut the wall. Anyhow, let's go get the my oscillator, and we're going to do some cutting, and we're going to get at that hot line. All right, guys, here's what we got. Got to be real careful about cutting a panel up against the shower surround like that. In fact, I did not even cut all the way through the wood right here or right here for fear that I would cut something important. So I just perforated it here and then cut here, and then it was just to pull the panel right out. But here we go. This is what we got. They got the lines zip tied to the shower surround, and this is what it looks like. So what we're going to do is see if it's going to even be feasible to run a PEX line up here, because clearly this hot line, that tubing over time with all the hot water running through it, it'll contract. And these little pinch crimps, I mean, at least just one of them ain't going to do it. And ain't going to hold the water back. If I end up having to reuse nylon tubing or something like that, I always put 2 crimps on it, because I just want to make doubly sure that we don't have water leakage. But we're going to see what we can do about putting actual PEX line in here. So, all right, so I pulled that hot line out of the wall there. Only talking about maybe 2.5 feet. About 2.5 feet of length from our connector here up to the shower. I'm gonna go ahead and cut the crimp off the cold line, and we're going to see what we can do about getting this fella a new cold line and hot line up to a shower fixture, and hopefully he'll never have to mess with it again. So I'm getting ready to get in here, cut the other crimp, and we'll remove that cold line. Have you guys subscribed to my channel yet? It would really help out a lot if you would do that. We'd really appreciate it. I got the repair done. And yeah, let me show you. So down here in the basement, you know, I already showed you the T's where the flexible tubing was teed up into the T's. Well, we replaced everything with PEX. And I talked about a little while ago how the hole in the floor is not where those T's are, but it ended up not being that big of a deal. You got a couple cutoff valves on there for the customer, so if he ever has a future event with the shower, he can come over here and kill the water to the hot and the cold. So, but we replaced both lines, replaced the hot and the cold line. Let me show you what I got going on here. Let me turn the light on. All right, that's the final result of what we did. So here's the T's that Grand Design had that flexible tubing teed up to. We took it out, removed it, and put a couple cutoff valves here, and with a couple of elbows, elbow here, 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 2 elbows, we got our lines running up through the hole to the back of the shower. Let's go inside, I'll show you that. All right. So this is where the other end of the PEX meets up. So they had those flexible lines just running up here and zip tied to the back of the shower surround. So there was no way I could ever pull them over here to where the access was to be able to disconnect or tighten anything. So with the customer's permission, you already know this because I already talked about it to you. We can cut the access bigger. But here we go, guys. Cold line, hot line, straight to the shower connections. And right now, lines are charged. So, guys, we're done with this. All we got to do is clean up the mess, put the access cover back on, and pick up my tools and get out of here. So, guys, leave us a comment. You know, tell us what you think, what you like, don't like. We're not the snarky types. You know, if you've got something that I could do better, you know, let me know about that. You know, I'm always learning. You know, I'm a human being. I don't know it all. But anyhow, leave us a comment. Give us a like on our video. Man, please share our videos if you don't mind. You know, get out there on Facebook and Twitter, X, and, you know, wherever. You know, give us a share. We really appreciate it. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye.